Dear friends, welcome to Book Talk. Today I have a very nice story for you. The title of the story is The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. You will recall Oscar Wilde is a very famous Irish author who has written the famous book, The Picture of Dorian Gray. So that's the story I'm taking you through, and my name is Kamlesh Tripathi. So in life, there are many souls who want to do something even after they are gone, and some people don't want to do anything even while they are alive. So this is one such story which I am taking you through and through. There are only two main characters in this. One is, and mind you, one is a prince and the second is a swallow, a bird. So it all starts off like that. Once in a kingdom, there was a happy prince who was never sad. He used to go around his kingdom, meet people, play with children, and he had become an epitome of happiness. And people used to refer to him that go and see the happy prince. He's never sad and he never cries. Mothers used to tell their children about this particular prince. Life was carrying on very happily with him until one day he died. And once he died, the citizens of the kingdom put his tall statue up in a tall column from where people could see the happy prince and draw inspiration. It so happened one day a swallow flew into the kingdom. It was nearing night time and he wanted a place for himself to rest. Now this particular swallow was coming from a distance where he had his friends, and those friends had gone off to Egypt, and he was left behind because he was in love with a very beautiful reed. So he had told his friends that he won't come to Egypt and he'll stay back with his reed. But for some reason, the reed never gave him any positive response. So he decided to leave and move to Egypt. So it was in order of this flight that he was undertaking, he had come to this kingdom. So having arrived at the kingdom, when he was looking for a place, he saw this huge tall statue of the prince from a distance, and he thought, oh, that's the place where I can alight. So he came and alighted, and between the legs of the statue. And then he looked up. The sky was clear, the stars were shining, but and he decided to put his head under his feathers to sleep. But just then he could feel a drop of water on him, and so he was a little surprised. And after a little while, there was another drop, and then another drop. So he looked up. He says, "What is this? This statue cannot even give me shelter, so I may as well go to some chimney pot and rest there." But then when he looked up, he said, "Ah, there it is. This happy prince was crying and his tears were falling on the swallow." So he looked up at the prince and said, "Who are you?" The prince said, "Well, I am the happy prince." Then the swallow said, "Why are you crying?" The prince replied, "See, at one point of time when I was alive, I was very happy in this city, but since I expired, I am no more. They put me up in this pedestal from where I can only see the ugly and dirty things of my kingdom, but I can't go and meet anybody. So that is why I am crying." And "Where have you come from, swallow?" Swallow said, "Well, I am waited at Egypt. I am flying all across, and I am just resting here tonight. Tomorrow I will be moving off to Egypt to see the pyramids and the temples, and my friends are waiting for me there." So anyway, What happens is the prince tells the swallow, swallow, can you do me a favor? The swallow says, what is it? So the prince says, see there, from here I can see at a distance there is a small window inside which there is a lady. That lady is a seamstress, and she's stitching clothes, she's stitching clothes, and by her side is a son who's running high temperature and who doesn't have any medicine barring the water of the river, which the mother is making him sip, and the mother is her fingers are injured. There are a lot of pricks of the needle, and she's preparing a dress for the royal suit. So can you just take this ruby out of my sword hilt and go and give it to her so that she can take her son to the doctor? The swallow thought for a moment and said, okay, Prince, since you have requested me, I'll go and do this job for you, but I need to leave for Egypt. So the prince agrees, and then the swallow plucks the ruby and flies down to that room at a distance and delivers that stone when both of them are sleeping, and comes back. So while he comes back, it's very cold, but he starts feeling warm, and he comes and tells the prince, Prince, I am feeling warm even when it's so cold. So the prince says, well, you've done a good job, so you're bound to feel nice and warm. So after this, he tells the prince that now I'll be seeing you in a short while. I'll leave for Egypt, and it was very nice meeting you. The prince looks at him and says, Swallow, can you do me another favor, please? What is it this time, Prince? What do you want me to do? He says, see, at a distance again, I can see in a garret there is this young boy who's trying to write something for a director. He's probably wanting to write a play or something for the director, but because of the cold his fingers are numb. He's not able to work. It's so frosty. So can you go and give him another stone that I'll give you? The swallow says, okay, this is one last time I'll probably help you because I'm getting late. So he says, where is the stone? Give me that ruby. So the prince says, this time it's not a ruby, it's a sapphire that is the eye of my statue. So you take out one eye and go and give it to him. The swallow is a little saddened by this. He says, Prince, how can I take out your eye? But the prince says, it is my command, so please do it for me. So he plucks the sapphire and goes to that room at a distance and delivers that stone to the boy in the garret who's just resting and his eyes are closed. And then suddenly the boy gets up and sees the jewel, and he feels that people have begun to appreciate his work, and that is why somebody has come and given him the stone. When the swallow comes back, the prince has got something more in his mind, because prince is at a height from where he keeps seeing and watching all these things that are happening which he doesn't like. So next time the prince tells the swallow that there is this little girl, a match girl. She has dropped all her matches, and if she goes like that to her home, her father is going to beat her. So why don't you take out another eye of mine, that is a sapphire, and go and give it to her. The swallow starts weeping. He says, Prince, how can I make you blind? But the prince says, that is my command. And the swallow has no other option. So he takes out the eye, that is a sapphire jewel, and goes and gives it to that girl, and she merrily goes home, and she is very happy. And the swallow comes back to the prince. The prince then tells the swallow, now you can go to Egypt, you are getting late and I am sorry I delayed you further. So please go and meet your friends and have a good time. But the swallow says, Prince, I cannot go now, you are blind, so I have to be with you in life, and I love you, so I won't leave you now. So that gladdens the prince, and then the swallow tells the prince many stories about his own experience in terms of River Nile and the Sphinx and various other things the swallow narrates. And then the prince tells the swallow that go and fly around the town and come and tell me how are people, are they happy or they are not happy. So he goes and he covers the entire town and comes back and says people are very unhappy. While the rich are having all the fun, the poor are suffering. So he tells the swallow that although my heart is of lead, which is very strong, my body is all gold and it has got, so why don't you just peel off this gold one by one and go and distribute that to all these people who are very needy. So one by one the swallow starts peeling the gold of the prince and starts delivering it to all the people who are unhappy so that they can buy some food and shelter. So like that, very soon, very fast, the prince becomes very ugly. He becomes dark. He becomes grey. All his gold has gone out of him. He doesn't have any eyes. He doesn't have a sword hilt. So one day, the swallow comes again. It's very cold, and comes and tells the prince, Prince, now I am thinking of going. So the prince says, well, I have told you earlier to go. Why didn't you go? Leave immediately. The swallow says, yes, I am leaving immediately, but I am not leaving for Egypt. I know I am going to die. And he dies at the feet of the prince. And just then, there is a noise in the statue, an explosion in the statue, when the heart of the statue breaks. It bursts. And just then, the mayor of the city, along with his councillors, are passing by, and they look at the statue and they say, oh, look at the prince. He is looking like a beggar. All his gold is gone. His eyes are no more there. And there's even a dead swallow lying there at his feet. I think we should issue a proclamation that these birds should not come and sit on the statue. So melt the statue, take it away, and put my statue there, says the mayor. But then there is a conflict between the mayor and the councillors, that whose statue is going to be put there. So the statue is taken and it is given to a foundry, and where this overseer tries to melt the statue, but the body melts, but the heart doesn't melt. So the overseer takes the heart out and throws it out of the window or the door, you can say, and the heart goes and lies next to the dead swallow. So that ends the story. But then God, who was looking at this kingdom, tells his angels, go and get two good things for me from that kingdom. The angel comes and looks around, and then he takes the heart and this dead body of the swallow and goes to God and says, these are the two best things that I got out of this kingdom. And God says, yes, this heart and this swallow shall always remain with me. So that is the story, friends. There is no end to help people in life, and that is all what life is all about. That's what life is all about. And if you ever feel derailed in life, just pick up the guts to do even a small thing for someone else, you will feel nice. If you like this story, kindly subscribe to our channel. and share the story. Soon we'll come out with another story for you. In the meanwhile, goodbye. Thank you.